Welcome back to the channel. I am Dial here with another movie review. We are once again getting back into the Alien franchise. Alien Romulus is going to be out in theaters in a couple of weeks, so we're going back and talking about the previous primary Alien films, not counting Alien vs. Predator and the Predator films, just Alien. I've already talked about the previous four Alien films up to this point: Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, and Alien Resurrection. If you haven't seen my reviews for those, check out my channel. It's going to be on a playlist called Alien. But we are continuing on, talking about Ridley Scott's return to the Alien franchise, Prometheus, that came out in 2012. So, after the previous two Alien sequels, Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, it really lowered my enthusiasm for the Alien franchise as a whole. I'll always appreciate the first two movies, Alien and Aliens, but after what they did with 3 and Resurrection, I just didn't have a lot of hype or excitement for any Alien films going forward. I thought the only way they could make it better is if Ridley Scott or James Cameron came back to the franchise. Of course, James Cameron at this point was busy making his Avatar films, so he's fully committed to that. But lo and behold, there was some hope because Ridley Scott decided to come back to the Alien franchise. And I was very happy about that when I heard he was coming back. If anybody could get this franchise back on track, it's the man that started it all. So I was actually excited to see what he was going to do. And apparently he wanted to go into a different direction. He wanted to make this a prequel to the original Alien film. And I was okay with that, because I think we've done the Ripley story to death. I'm sorry, Ripley and Ridley sound so similar, but yeah, Ripley's story is done, and they almost destroyed it in Alien Resurrection. So at this point, I'm okay with letting her character rest. If we're gonna go in a completely different direction with new characters and new concepts for aliens, I'm completely fine with that. You know. Um, so yeah, so he was going to call the movie Prometheus, which I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's the Greek mythology name if I'm correct. So okay, interesting. So I guess there might be some interesting themes he's going to try and explore with the aliens in this. If he's using a title as huge as Prometheus. So all right, interesting. Let's see where he goes with that. And the cast looks really good. It was a star-studded cast. You had Michael Fassbender, Charlize Theron, Guy Pearce, Idris Elba, Logan Marshall Green, Benedict Wong, Sean Harris, Patrick Wilson. This cast was huge. So I definitely think they'll be able to compensate for the fact that Sigourney Weaver is not going to be in this film. So you have such a really good cast. This has the makings of being good. And seeing the marketing for this movie, it looked really, really good. Ridley is bringing back the similar vibes of the teasers from the original Alien film, even going back to using that ominous alert horn sound music that he used for the original Alien, and then the title slowly being spelled out like it did in the original Alien film. So I thought, as far as the marketing, it looked really, really good. So sign me up. I'm excited. I actually was looking forward to seeing another Alien film again. With Ridley Scott coming back. Unfortunately, I did not see this in theaters. I did miss this. So I ended up having to watch this on TV for my first viewing. And after watching this film, I was very disappointed. I was so let down. Um, Man, I I don't know what happened here. I really don't. I had a lot of hope because Ridley Scott, he's back. He's coming back to the Alien franchise after almost 30 years. And it's like, you give us this? I I don't I don't believe this, man. I did not like this film at all. Um, there are some things I do like about it. There are some aspects that I think he did really really good, but over as a whole, as a overall the film as a whole, I just no, I was very let down with this movie. Um, Let me start with the positives because I do have some positives. Um, this movie looks gorgeous. Visual wise, cinematography wise, it looks amazing. This is probably the best looking Alien film up until this point. Um, it's actually really nice to see in Alien film with modern technology now, because like while the original Alien films, at least the first two, still looked really, really good for its time, it's really cool to see Ridley Scott being able to play with updated technology and is able to flesh out his world even better in this because like the scope of space, like the scale of the different planets that they're on, the spaceships, it looked and the designs and the movement of the aliens, they look so good, Um Ridley Scott, for as many criticisms that I do have with Ridley Scott, he is one of the great attention to detail directors when it comes to his visuals. Very similar to how I feel about James Cameron and Steven Spielberg. You know, so he's definitely on point with that. And what I also appreciate is that he didn't completely compromise with the practical sets and the practical effects. Like he had a mixture of CGI and practicals, which is something that I love to see. He still put a lot of detail as far as like the interior of the ships, the suits, the technology, all that stuff. Like he still used practical sets and designs and stuff like that, and I really appreciated that. Like this movie looks so good. Like it almost looks much more futuristic than it did in the first two Alien films. Like I sometimes forget that this is a prequel to Alien because that's how good it looked, you know. Now, granted, like in the original Alien films, they didn't go too far in depth with how futuristic they are. Like we knew it's set into the distant future, but as far as the technology and stuff like that, did they go completely in depth with that in the original films? No, not really. So I guess this is really Scott like trying to actually take advantage of that a little bit more, as far as like the modern tech that they have, like as far as the medical bay and the androids and the holograms and stuff like that. So, you know, that's all that was really cool to see. The cast for the most part I thought was really good. I thought Charlize Theron was pretty good. She's pretty much the hard ass of the crew. Making sure everybody falls in line and actually does their duty or whatever. He doesn't take any nonsense from anybody. So she plays that character. She was pretty good. Idris Elba playing the captain, the pilot of the ship, which you're finding out that the ship is called Prometheus. So that's why the movie is called that. So I was like, oh, okay. And that continues to be a thing with the titles for Alien films after this point because they start naming the ships or the subtitles of they name the subtitles of the movies after the main ships of the movie. So, which I think that's fine. But Idris Elba I thought was pretty good. One of the few people that's actually able to like be loose with their character. He's not in it as much as I thought he was going to be. I mean, of course he's important because he's like the captain or whatever. But like, I wanted to see more from him. Because he was charismatic in this. One of the few charismatic characters in this movie, so he was good. And I forget that Benedict Wong was in here, because like he becomes very prominent in like the MCU and stuff like that. But I totally forgot he was in this movie. He's not in it a lot either, but the moments he is in it, I thought he was pretty good. Guy Pearce as Dr. Wayland, I thought he was good. He was good. He's actually playing like an older man in here. But that was the part where it kind of took me out a little bit because the one practical effect that did kind of throw me out is him in the old makeup. And I could tell that was Guy Pearce in old makeup. But him acting as an old man, I thought he did a pretty decent job with that. And of course, Mr. Whalen is the head of Whalen Industries that helped fund them for this mission that they're going on to. So, he's the billionaire and stuff like that. He has his own personal gain from this mission and all that other type of stuff. So we've seen that type of trope with billionaires in these films before. So plays that. Um, there are some interesting alien designs as far as like there's some designs you could tell that I think are meant to be proto concepts for the xenomorphs we eventually get in the earlier films. As far as like the pro designs of aliens and the pro designs of a face hugger, and they actually go a little bit more in depth with the engineers and stuff like that. So as far as that, I thought that was done pretty well. Design wise, at least, I thought that when it looked really good, and that's the extent of my positives because everything else I did not care for at all. So the two main characters of this movie, Numi Rapace as Elizabeth and Logan Marshall Green as Charlie. I did not care for them at all. I did not like them. That are like these scientists, whatever. They discover this cave drawing hieroglyphics in the mountains somewhere, and it tells them that there are these alien beings that have interacted with humanity, and they find a way to convince Wayland to fund their mission to go to this planet to discover where these engineers come from. And the whole point of this mission I just thought was insane, because I don't think they had enough evidence to prove that these engineers exist, or if they're able to get something from this mission, that will actually, will they be able to gain anything from that? Like, I didn't feel like there was enough of a motivation there for all these characters to want to go to this planet and find out if or will they or they won't find these mysterious engineers or whatever. Like, I didn't really care for that. My other issue with this movie is that while the performances of the actors are really good in here, there is no chemistry with any of them at all. Like, there is no, I don't buy them as a team. I don't buy them as a crew. When they're interacting with each other, it feels very wooden. It feels very forced and artificial. Like, there was no chemistry with anybody, not even Elizabeth and Charlie. And they're supposed to be together. They're in a relationship, and I don't buy them as a couple either. Everything just felt so forced. It's just like, how did you get all these great actors together and you can't figure out a way to give them decent chemistry with one another? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And then as far as other characters that I didn't like, this is going to be a surprise to a lot of people. I didn't like Michael Fassbender as David. He's the android of this movie. Now, I'm a fan of Michael Fassbender. I think he's a great actor. And as far as, his performance as David is not bad. Obviously, he does a really good job playing an android. But, yeah, I don't like David as a character. Like, we're once again getting back to the rogue, evil androids that have their own personal, own personal gain. I just didn't care for him as a character. I wasn't sympathetic towards his character, and I just thought that some of the decisions that he made in this movie is just like insane. Like, actually going out of his way to endanger his crew because he wants to discover what type of alien life forms is out there, or like want to figure out what type of, like, I don't know, like whatever alien DNA is there, and like he doesn't fully test to see how dangerous it actually is. It's just like I never understood his motivation in this movie, and it was frustrating. It's a similar thing that the rest of the crew does in this movie. Like, the crew is so stupid in this. They make so many stupid decisions. They keep poking around with different alien artifacts and like alien life forms without making sure that they are safe. And it's like they don't do the proper like data, like the data readings or whatever, to make sure that it doesn't have any contamination or infection that could possibly spread to the rest of the crew. They carelessly take off their helmets without 100% making sure that the air is breathable. Like it has, like they go off of a reading that says like there's an 80% possibility that you're able to breathe this air, but it's like I wouldn't take off the helmet still, like, because that's not a 100% guarantee that you're able to breathe alien atmosphere. Like, are you dumb? Is this Galaxy Quest? Like, what is going on right now? Like, the the humans in this movie are so dumb. It's like you're on an alien planet. You have alien life forms that could attack you at any moment, and you're just going all willy nilly wherever you want, taking whatever you want without actually like knowing the possible consequences of doing that. It's just like, oh, what is wrong with these people, man? And then one of the most frustrating things about this movie is that their whole discovery of trying to figure out these engineers, if they're the whole like point of them is like they're trying to see if like they're the ones that created humanity, and that just made no sense to me. Like, how did you get that from cave drawings that these engineers created humans? Like, and why would you think that going to their alien planet and actually like questioning them to figure out where they come from? Did you really think that they'll be cooperative and actually give you all the answers? How would you not know if they're hostile or they would attack you? And that's exactly what happened in this movie when they try to question one of the engineers. When they actually have one there, like he instantly attacks the humans. Like, of course they're not going to be cooperative. What made you think they were going to? Are you that stupid? And as far as like them going into the engineer stuff, it's not interesting. It's not like all these like these higher concepts, and they're trying to do some sort of like these higher thinking themes and stuff like that. It's like it just doesn't work here because all of it feels half baked. It doesn't go anywhere. Like, I'm surprised from people that are fans of this movie that they're actually able to break down the themes and like the concepts of like the beginnings of humanity and stuff like that. I'm surprised they're actually able to get stuff from this, because I couldn't get anything from it. And I wasn't tuned out from this movie, guys. Like, I actually was trying to sit down and pay attention. I actually was trying to like get any type of like of those type of themes about humanity and stuff like that. I actually was trying to see what they were seeing, but the whole time I was just confused. Like, why are we going into this? This is an alien film. Why are we trying to have these higher themes of like, where we came from and the civilization, and like this is not what we come to an alien film for. It almost feels like Ridley Scott was ashamed to make this a proper prequel to Alien, even though he has like these different designs of aliens that look like it is a prototype or a protoform of what xenomorphs are supposed to look like, or what facehuggers are supposed to look like. They're on a planet that looks similar to the planet that they go to in the first Alien film. They have that U-shaped spaceship from the first Alien film. It's in here, but Ridley Scott says it's not the same one. They say that they're not even in the same quadrant that they were in the first movie. But everything looks like it's supposed to line up to be set up for the first Alien film. So, like, what are you trying to say to us? Why do you have this stuff in here if you don't want it to be a proper prequel to Alien? Like, what is this? This movie just felt so confused. Like, I just couldn't fully enjoy this. While yes, the visuals are beautiful and the performances for the most part are really good, the story was not engaging to me at all, and it just left more questions than anything. Um, and I didn't like the chemistry between the characters. I didn't care for the motivations of the characters. And it's just overall, just this movie just felt so dull. For as gorgeous as this movie is, how could it just feel so dull? And I'm so disappointed because it's Ridley Scott. he started this franchise, and the first time of him coming back, and he gives us something that's just so lame. I don't get it. So yeah, overall, I'm just very disappointed in this film. Like, do I think this movie is awful? No, but it definitely I don't think is good. I don't think it helped to reinvigorate my love for the franchise. I don't think this is really going to bring people back to the Alien franchise. Even though, yeah, there are people that are fans of this movie and they do appreciate the higher concepts of that they're trying to introduce in here. But for me, I just thought it was just a whole bunch of just noise, visual noise, and just like I don't know, it just felt like had his head up his ass the entire time writing this movie. So I'm actually going to give Prometheus a D+. Yeah, I like this less than Alien 3. Because at least Alien 3 felt a little bit more confident about being an alien film. Like this movie didn't know what it wanted to be, and it's like I didn't really have any characters in here that like I could like follow all the way through, and like the characters that I did kind of have a liking for, they're not in it that much. At least I had Ripley in Alien 3, that's a stronger character than any of the characters in Prometheus. And it's like there's some cool concepts with the xenomorphs that they introduced in Alien 3. Prometheus, I don't know what they were trying to introduce. So it's like, yeah, I did like this less than Alien 3. It's a D+. Yeah, I don't want to watch this again. I don't. For like, even though this movie is beautifully made, it's beautifully directed, beautifully shot, effects are great, that's not enough for me to say that this is a good film. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Prometheus. What did you guys think about it? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys think it was okay? How's it compare to the previous Alien films? Did you like the themes that they were trying to do with this movie? Did you like the characters in here? Did you like them exploring the engineers? You like the proto designs of the face huggers and the xenomorphs, stuff like that? Like, I'm really interested to know your guys' thoughts. For people that do like this movie, I really don't understand myself, so that's why I really am interested to hear your thoughts. If you guys are fans of this movie, let me know why. Um, so yeah, there's one more film to talk about before Alien Romulus, and that is Alien Covenant. So tune in for that when it comes out. But if you guys enjoyed this review, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit the bell if you want to be notified on future videos I'll be doing. But that's all I have for you, Alien fans, and I will catch you guys next time. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.